There are 340 million people in the United States, but there's one group in particular that I want to learn more about. They're cute, experienced, and sometimes racist. I'm talking about the elderly. They've had a lot more time to figure out the answers to life's greatest mysteries than anyone I would normally hang out with, which might just mean that I could stand to learn a lot from some of their lifestyle choices. So today, I'm going to Old Person Paradise, Florida, to fully immerse myself in the elderly way of life and see if these folks really do have it all figured out. Does older actually mean wiser? Let's find out. Before I made any moves, I needed to find an elderly host that would take me in and show me their culture. Meet Opa, or as the world knows him, Richard. Opa is an old dude that seems to have it all figured out. He lives on the beach, is in great shape, has been married for nearly 7 decades, and has been retired for 44 years.
I think I'm blessed with a happy life.
You might not know it from looking at us next to each other, but Opa is my grandfather. He lives in a building called Playa del Sol, and although it's not exclusively for senior citizens, due to its location and the building organization system, the vast majority of residents here are north of 65 years old, which makes it the perfect place for my elderly lifestyle immersement. My ground rules for the trip are simple. 1. Do everything my grandfather does every day. 2. Do not disrupt their normal flow. And 3. I have to ask questions as often as possible to help me understand his reasoning and philosophy. So with that, at 7 a.m. on day 1, I was officially in Florida and ready to experience the miracle of old age.
I'm so glad you're here. Did you have a good trip?
We play this game only to every night.
8:36, going to bed.
You can never get rid of that.
p.m. and everyone just went to bed. So, you know what that means. It's day 3, and so far here have been my big takeaways. I'm settling into their routine, and I've been sleeping a lot more than normal, eating way more desserts than normal. 11:30 a.m., it is time for our first dessert of the day. And probably most notably spending a lot less time on my phone, which feels good. But today's a big day because this evening is the monthly building happy hour.
We have a party.
Big party.
He doesn't dance so well. I still dance.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, we'll dance then. Basically, as far as this building goes, it's a huge social activity night. It's also going to give me a better chance to understand the community here. Word on the street, if it gets cracking enough, it could go till as late as 8 p.m. My goal at this party was to learn as much as I could about the community here. But what I quickly observed is that Opa is sort of the king of this place. He spent his time bouncing between tables and chatting with almost every person in there. So after observing this, I knew I needed to follow his lead and immerse myself in the elderly community. Which, as it turned out, was very welcoming to me. But before I knew it, I turned around and Opa was long gone. Good morning to all 7,000 of my beautiful subscribers. And if you're not subscribed yet, just please consider subscribing. I'm gonna come clean. I got a little caught up in the glitz and the glamour of the Playa del Sol Ranger last night. They were really partying last night.
I believe it because he came home 2 hours later after us.
Was it 2 hours?
Uh-huh.
You guys Irish goodbye me long before I turned
Yeah, but
around and you were gone.
Okay, you have to realize that Oma and I were in the 95.
But clearly, people would light up talking to Opa. So when I asked him why he was so loved and respected by his peers in the building, he said something interesting.
Could be that I was on the board. I was the president and I was doing the way in the Indonesian villages. The villages are run. They call the people together and they discuss it. Even the youngest can make a comment, etc. And then finally they come to agreement, and that's what's being done.
Now, in light of this comment, it might be helpful to know a little bit more about Opa's background. Opa is from part of Indonesia called Sumatra, which for reference is the large island northwest of Bali. Opa was the second oldest of 5 brothers and sisters. His childhood was spent adventuring in the jungle, canoeing down crocodile-infested rivers, and once the Dutch started colonizing Indonesia, receiving rifle training so he could protect the plantation his family was moved to from the colonizers. Once the Dutch were forced out, Opa was old enough to take university classes and received a scholarship from the Indonesian government to go study in the Netherlands. This is where he would meet a Dutch woman named Margaret, who he would fall in love with and travel all across Europe with on the back of this moped. A few years later, they got married, and after that, my aunt and my mother were born. If you haven't figured it out by now, Margaret is Oma. Now fast forward about 60 years later, they still spend every day together. Today, the days just look a little different. But what I've come to realize from my time here thus far is that the majority of Opa's time is spent looking after Oma. And although she seems lively and full of attitude,
Maken.
You can do it there.
Ik kan het niet open krijgen.
her health is declining much faster than his.
So what do you do if Oma dies?
Probably continue doing what I'm doing.
Well, won't you be lonely?
There's a lot of people around here. Of course, I've been with her for 70 years, so
Yeah, so it'd be way different, huh?
it will be things different. But I think I make it.
Yeah.
Take another 2 or 3 years after that, and then I'll
Then
say
you-
goodbye to everybody else.
Throw in the towel.
While I've seen firsthand the amazing community he has here and their willingness to let an outsider like myself in, I still worry that once Oma dies, Opa will have a hard time adjusting to life without the person he spent the last 7 decades with.
You danced a little bit. I saw you.
little
on the
bit.
A little
Last
bit.
time
Before I went up there and danced.
Oh yeah, I missed.
Long before.
Oh, that's because every star has to have an opener.
Yes, and that's something.
You like
What
that?
did you tell him?
Wait.
You never told him. Oh, poor baby.
But despite all these big concerns I had, the rest of my trip was going really well. Even if I was feeling underrepresented by the amount of photos of me on Oma and Opa's walls compared to my cousins, I was settling into their routines and even feeling like I was sort of effortlessly fitting into their community. And that was a good feeling.
There's one thing about old dudes, they wake up early as hell. It's 5 a.m., day 5, time for a swim. That was pretty good. You were nonstop.
I'm not gonna say there weren't challenges.
I don't know if I can keep eating dessert at the same level that Opa eats dessert at. He eats almost as much dessert as regular food.
But living the elderly lifestyle was not so bad.
That's the best place in the house.
Even Roscoe was having a great time, though admittedly I was worried that by the time we got home he might be morbidly obese from the amount of snacks Oma was giving him.
Are you sure it's Wednesday today?
Yes. We're about to head to lunch with a Chinese couple that I've gathered Oma and Opa aren't terribly fond of, so it should be interesting.
You can see and complete that he still live in the old fashion where the man is the boss.
That's why Oma doesn't like them.
Probably.
They asked you to go to lunch? Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
And we meet at parties or so.
And you get along with them?
I can't get along with everybody.
Opa said that they can't cancel on this one because last time they canceled and that would be too many times canceling.
Are these chopsticks? Can't use those.
What's that?
Well, I'm not used to those prices. To me, it's unbelievable.
This lunch ended up being much less dramatic than it was made out to be, and the couple was really nice.
I said, can I help you pay the bill?
You are my guest.
Oh, thank you.
However, I did see why Opa was saying they were a bit old school.
He said Anthony had soft problems.
Yeah.
He had patents.
What kind of patterns?
Her cane, mine falls all the time.
Oh, where are we? I forget. Oh, there he is.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
That's it. Right there. Go.
Oh, my shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Take a picture of us?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. See you.
Ultimately, I was finding the slow pace of elderly life nice, just at times a little boring. However, with that being said, I hadn't felt like I had experienced any great revelations yet. I had come here to find some source of wisdom to unlock some secrets to life's great mysteries, and so far I hadn't done that. And with time running out on this trip, I knew I was going to need to change up my execution in order to make this trip the profound experience that I had hoped it would be. At this point, it really felt like I was focusing on all the wrong things. Oma even had negative things to say about being old.
You know what? Getting older is really, it's no fun.
How come?
Because none of your friends are still alive. All young people, I guarantee you what they're saying. So there I am.
So why was I even doing all this? Was this whole thing just an excuse to get closer to my grandparents as an adult and prove myself as an underdog who deserves just as many wall photos as my cousins? But then Opa said something that really stuck with me.
At a certain age like us, you don't have much strength to do a lot of things. So do it while you still have all your energy. Every time we had the opportunity, we travel. If you ask me, have you seen the world? Yes, we've been on safari at least 4 times. We have climbed Kilimanjaro, the Jungfrau, a lot of mountains. We climbed them. We dived in all the seas in the world, seen almost all cities. So now I'm sitting here. We've done it.
At this point, it dawned on me. I realized that focusing on Opa's daily activities at this point in his life is kind of like watching the last 10 minutes of a movie and completely ignoring the first half. The important bits are how you spend your time leading up to this point. What stories you've collected, what people you've met. The fact that the money you make in this life can't be taken with you, and the most valuable resource is time. You can never get more of that. So for the remainder of this trip, I spent my time hearing Oma and Opa's stories. I heard about expeditions all over the world, getting stuck on a hijacked plane in Cairo, living in Amsterdam, Tokyo, Paris, and New York, working for IBM in Moscow, hiking to the tops of 4 different mountains in the Great Wall of China, stories of playing bocce ball with locals, cage diving with sharks, scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef, safaris in Kenya, a 50-year wedding anniversary in Alaska, and seeing thousands of individually scanned photos to prove it all. And maybe the most valuable takeaway of all this was that at the end of the road, to them, material things held very little value. Instead, they will die with a wealth of experiences and in turn, happiness.